Hi, thank you so much for joining me. Today I have a layout for the August Scrap the Boys challenge, and we this month also collaborated alongside the Kraft Plus challenge with that fantastic mood board with some pie shapes and donut shapes and wedges and cool colours as well. So to create my layout, I decided to use a cut file, surprise, surprise. And my cut file is from A Cut to You and is the pie graph cut file. I did cut this out on white cardstock, but with Kraft, I really love a graphic and more dark look on top of Kraft cardstock. So I wanted to make it black. So all I did was grabbed out my black Sharpie pen and coloured over the cut file. It was as simple as. Now with Kraft, I don't tend to use, and it's really my own personal preference, I don't like using gesso or either clear or white gesso on Kraft. I think it looks a little bit weird, but I really wanted to still put some colour in the back side under the underside of that cut file. So what I decided to do was I grabbed some modelling paste and some paint and mixed it together. Part of the reason for that is that the paint didn't completely soak into the cardstock. With the modelling paste there, it tends to sit on top of the cardstock and not seep in. And it gave it also this really cool texture feel across the page as well. So all I did was grabbed out the modelling paste, added some paint, added a little bit of water to that so I could get that spraying across the page with those splatters. And I did it in a couple of colours, in the yellow and also in some blue. So that blue is so pretty. I love it. So what I've done while that was actually drying was I chose my patterned paper that I was going to use, and the patterned paper that I went with was quite grungy feeling as well, and I thought that suited what I was trying to do with that. To create the triangles, what I did is I used the insides of the cut file that were left on my sheet and used them as a template, because I decided I didn't want to actually back the cut file. I wanted these to sit inside the cut file, and I have distressed the edges to give it that roughed up feel as well, to add to that grungy sort of feel that I was really trying to achieve with this photo and this layout. And I then popped the pieces up on some foam so they would lift above the actual cut file. The photo that I'm using today is a photo of my boy and my nephew. And I think that particular day that we took that photo, I think we'd gone on a afternoon bowling, I think. And that's the journaling I wrote on the back of the page. I'm pretty sure that's what we were doing that day. I found this photo in amongst a group of photos that I'd already had printed. I have so many printed, I'm trying to get through some of them and not print so many at the moment. So you can see there that the layout's starting to come together. And I placed those across the page. And what I've also done here is I was to the left there, you'll see I'd pulled out some of my ephemera that I thought had the right colours, but none of that ephemera really sat well with me. I think it was a bit too cutesy, so there was lots of little buttons and things like that. So what I end up doing is I grab out some wood veneer stars and coat them in black, and I place them across the page in the middle of the wedges as we move forward there. So I tried a few different things, as you can see, and it just didn't work. That transparency looked ridiculous, but that's like any layout. When you're building a layout, you try things and you move things away and you keep trying things. So here's my completed layout. I have created and placed black ink across those stars, added a title from my stash as well. I'm pretty sure that was a Cocoa Vanilla, and also some Tim Holtz word phrases in as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you take a look over at the Scrap the Boys challenge and enter this month. See you next time. Bye-bye.